Hello students, so another Sunday back with one more solution. So today I have taken the JE1 of the dual nature of matter and radiation, as one particular student was keep on asking me about the modern physics one. Now this paper is definitely more calculative than the NEET one. The questions are not difficult, but they are calculative. I have rated a lot in medium because of the calculation, because concept is not difficult, so I have not written them as tough, though if you are not very comfortable in calculation you might find them a little tougher. So this is the analysis from my side, and as per me the scores that I expect for the students. So for a good student, you can say someone who is actually seriously into want to get into a decent college at least. So what I feel, for any of the student, a decent score would be greater than 75. That would be a good score. And for very good score is very good here, it has to be greater than 105 or 110 even for a very good score. So let's see what is in it. Question number 1. The stopping potential in an experiment on the photoelectric effect is 2 volt. The maximum kinetic energy of the photoelectrons emitted would be. So it's an easy one for you. You know stopping potential is given. You always know K max is equal to E times Vs. So that becomes 2 eV, and 2 eV means 3.2 into 10 to the power minus 19 joules. Go for option C, that's a very easy one. Next one. The de Broglie wavelength of a proton is given, the electric potential through which it must have been accelerated. So for electron generally we remember the result directly, but for proton let me solve that. Lambda is h by p, p is mv root 2 mk, and k I can write as q into v. So the potential you need to remember, v would be now h square over 2 mq lambda square. Now substitute the value 6.63463 into 10 to the power minus 34 whole square over 2. Mass of proton is 1.67 into 10 to the power minus 27 if I remember right. Q is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. Lambda square is 10 to the power minus 26. So just look at 6.63 into 6.63, I can write it like this, into 10 to the power minus 68, and here what we have 2 into 1.67, that would be, let's say this is 5 by 3, that would be better. So it is 10 by 3 into 1.6, that I'll leave it here. 27 and 26, that would be 53 and 19 would be 72. So it goes 10 to the power 4 into 3 into 6.63 into 6.63 over 1.6. So now what we are left with, this is approximately 4 times 1.6, 6.4, so it would be 12 into 6, 72 something. So it is 72 into 10 to the power 4, so 8.2 I think, because I have done more approximation, but the order is 10 to the power 4 and it could be 7 or 8 point something. So I'll go with option 2. You can calculate it yourself to be more verify. I'm sure of my calculations, I can tick it here. Next. Surface is irradiated with UV radiation. You are given ultraviolet light, the wavelength is given 0.2 micrometers. If K max is given, then the work function is, so what you know, we simply know K max is equal to hc over lambda minus phi. So the value of the phi would be, what we can say, hc over lambda minus K max, and now you have to do in EV. So hc you know is 1240 EV nanometer, and lambda you should now write in nanometer, so in nanometer it will be 200. So this will goes, and K max of electron, what we will say, half. Mass of the electron is 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 into v square would be 8.8 into 8.8 into 10 to the power 10, and you have to convert it into joules. So what we EV, so 1 EV is 1.6 over into 10 to the power minus 19 joules, because that was in joule. So this will now be in EV. So this is 6.2 EV, so it would be less than 6.2 for sure, minus, now do the calculation here. So 8.8 into 8.8 into 9.1 divided by, this is 3.2, and this is 9.1 into 8.8 into 8.8 into 10 to the powers. Let's check the powers. This is minus 19, this would be 2931, that would be minus 2. So what it basically becomes, 6.2 minus 9.1 into 0.88 into 0.88, I can write it taking that to 10 to the power minus 2 over 3.2. So it would be approximately 3 into 0.8 into 0.8 or 0.9 into 0.9, 0.81 into 3, that is approximately 2.4. So 6.2 minus 2.4, it would be approximately 4 point something, it would be near to 4. I think that would be the most appropriate option. You can also try to get it more better if you wish. I think I can go with this, because 0.8 into 0.8 I can say 0.9, 0.9, 0.81, and this would be less than 3, so you can go now. So that's not a tough one for you. It would be approximately 4 eV. We can pick it. Okay, next one. What is the energy of a photon of wavelength 24,800 angstrom? So that's an easy one for you. 12420 or 1242, whatever you write. Over it is in nanometer. In nanometer it would be 2480. So it is going to be not very large energy. It would be approximately half. So you can directly go 0.5 eV. You can take it option B. Next. Work function of cesium is given when the light of frequency 6 and 10 to the power 14 hertz is incident. Photo emission is given. What is the Kmax? So first of all, what is the energy of photon? You know, is h nu write as 4.14 into 10 to the power minus 15 eV seconds into 6 into 10 to the power 14. So it would be in EV now. So what we have 4.14 into 0.6 that we are getting. So 6 4s are 24, 6 1s are 6, 8, 6 4s are 24. So it would be 2.484, and the zero placing has to be right. 2.484. That is what we have. And that was 2.14, so 2.48 minus 2.14, so it is approximately 0.34 or 0.35 eV. That would be the answer here for the Kmax, because you know Kmax is that E minus 5 thing. Next one. Now this question, while I was taking the screenshot, I remembered this was the question same in the NEET test, so you can see the detailed solution from that video also. That is the last video on the channel before that, and the solution I have just copy pasted from there what I did for that. Next. Light of lambda 5000 angstrom falls on a sensitive plate with photoelectric function given. So the Kmax would be again the same question. E is hc by lambda 1240 over 500. This would be in nanometer. So 124, 12.4 by 5. 12.4 by 5 means it would be 2.48. So this is 2.48 eV. Phi is 1.9 eV. So now Kmax is E minus 5. So 2.48 minus 1.9. That is 0.58 eV. You can easily take it as option number C. Next one. Point source of light is placed in front of a photoconducting sheet. Sorry, not a conducting sheet. As shown in the diagram, as the light falls on a sheet, the photoelectrons are liberated, which are removed immediately after their ejection. For this situation, mark correct statement. As we move from O to X, the number of photoelectrons liberated by any small area is decreasing. As time passes, Kmax of photoelectrons liberated decreases. What is in front? Light falls and liberated. So the time passes, the Kmax of photoelectron liberated decreases. I think A and B both are looking good to me, because what happens if you go to X from O, right, the distance increases, so intensity drops, so number of photoelectrons ejected will drop. So first is right, and also as the time increases it will develop some positive charge. So basically you can say we will have some retarding potential applied, so Kmax will keep on decreasing. If the sheet is earth, then the number of photoelectrons liberated by any small area increases. Yes, instead of positive charge, and the charge would be reduced, so it would be easier for electrons to be liberated. So I think all of these is the most appropriate option in this. Nice question, but ultimately all are correct. Next. Now, the linear momentum of an electron initially at rest accelerated through a potential difference of 100 volt is. So what we know for an electron momentum, I can recall the de Broglie wavelength, you all remember, 1.227 over root V in nanometer. So 100 volt is a very good data. So for me it is 0.1227 into 10 to the power minus 9 meters, and that should be equal to h by p. So the p would be 6.63 into 10 to the power minus 34 over 0.1227 into 10 to the power minus 9. So I can rewrite it as 6.63 over 1.227 into 10 to the power minus 24. So looking at this would be approximately 12 5s is 60, so it would be 6 point something. So go for 6.5 into 10 to the power minus 24 kg meter per second. Now the kinetic energy of an electron with the de Broglie wavelength of 0.3 nanometer is. So kinetic energy of the electron with de Broglie wavelength of 0.3 nanometer is, you know, lambda is h over p, and p is equal to h over root 2 mk. So the kinetic energy would be h square over 2m lambda square, 6.63 into 6.63 squaring up into 10 to the power minus 68 over 2m, m is 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 into lambda square. 0.3 means you can say 3 angstrom, so it would be 9 and 10 to the power minus 20. So what we are left with, 6.63 into 6.63, 2 into 9, 18, 18 into 9.1, and the powers, if I take into account 31 and 20 is 51, 68, so it was 10 to the power minus 17. This will be in joules, so if I convert it in EV, it would be 6.63 into 6.63, 18 into 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 17 divided by 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. This would be in EV. So we have 10 to the power 2 going up, so 6.63 into 6.63 over 18 into 1.6 into 9.1 into 10 to 100, you can write it like this. So what we are left with, so just do this calculation now, what it would be. Let me try it. So what you will have, you can write it as 663 into 6.63, and if I do this 1.6 into 9.1, 9.1, this would be 54, so 14.5 something into 18, so 18 into 15 approx we are doing, I'm doing this just approximations, so 18 into 15, that would be approx 270. This is 663 into 6.63, so it would be 2 point something into 6, so it would be 12, 12, it would be greater than 12, but around 12 or 18 something. So as per the option B would only be the answer. So that approximation, if you have confidence on you can do it. If NR and NV denote the number of photons emitted by a red bulb and violet bulb of equal power in given time, so the power is same power as number of photons emitted into energy of each photon hc by lambda, and this is same for all. So what we say, you can directly say n would be proportional to lambda, so that means which one has the higher lambda will have more photons emitted per unit time. So red has higher, so number of red photons would be greater than number for violet. Go with option B. Now the next one, photoelectric effect experiments are performed using 3 different metal plates having this work function 2, 2.5 and 3. A light beam containing 550, 450, 350 nanometer with equal intensity illuminates each of the plates. Okay, the correct IV graph for the experiment is, so first of all, here the question wants to say is a light beam containing wavelength with equal intensity illuminates each of the plates respectively. I think that should be the motive here. So now what happens, the first one is irradiated with 550 nanometer. So the first one is irradiated with 550 nanometer because here lambda is maximum, so what we have, number of photons striking would be highest here, so and it is greater than definitely 2, so the saturation current will be maximum for it because the maximum number of photons would be for 550 nanometers, and we can make it out this 450 would be greater than 2.5 and 350 energy is greater than 3, so all three will successfully do the work, ejaculation of that electron, but the P1 will have the maximum intensity, so option B is rejected, C is again rejected. Now for D, now in D again PQR, what we are getting, okay, PQR, so what we have there, A is also wrong because the R and Q thing is interchange, so we are left with only one choice, PQ and R, that is what we can do. And apart from that also the stopping potential also, if you need to look, the stopping potential thing, if you will realize the stopping potential what we have would be K max by E, and K max by E means E minus phi by E. So just calculate the differences also, you can make it out from there also. I am just taking it a D because that is the appropriate thing I can see from here. And also if you calculate, let me check, let me be sure. So first of all, calculate 1240 over 550 minus 2. So this would be 2.2 something minus 2, so it would be 0.2 something EV. For the second one it would be 1240 over 450 minus 2.5, so this would be 290, 90, 340, 340 would be 2.5 something, it would be greater than 2.5 for sure, it would be 2.5, okay, and 2.5 something minus 2.5, so it would be 0. It would be lesser than that for sure. So this will have, P will have the more stopping potential, so this A is again rejected from that. And the last one, this P, yes, let's say this is the P, okay, this is the P and this is the Q is having a lesser one, okay, and R will definitely have the max one. Let me check out, 1240 over 350 minus 3, So 35, if I do, this is 3 is 35, 35 is 70, 105, and what we are left with, 190, so it would be 3 point, definitely 190 is a 3 point greater than 3.5 minus 3, so it would be greater than 0.5, so definitely it will have the maximum stopping potential, so the D option is correct. Next one. A parallel beam of light is incident normally on a plane surface, absorbing 40% of the light and reflecting the rest. If the incident beam carries 60 watt of power, the force exerted on it would be, force is the one which is reflected, that is 0.6 times, so that double it, so 2 into 0.6 I by C plus 0.4 I by C, that is how you will write. So it would become 1.6 I by C. I is the incident intensity, that we can write it here, so it would be 1.6 I by C, that would be equal to the pressure, so pressure would be force into area, so multiplied by area, so intensity into area is power, so 1.6 P by C, that would be the answer. So that's an easy one for you now. It is let me rub it up, 1.6 into 60 over C, C is 3 into 10 to the power 8. So now what we are left with, 6 into 1.8 by 3 into 10 to the power minus 8, so it would be 6 into what we will have, see, so pathetic calculation, it is 16 6, it would be 96 by 3 into 10 to the power minus 8, so 96 by 3 means it would be 32 into 10 to the power minus 8, so 3.2 into 10 to the power minus 7 Newton, that would be the answer for this. Now the next one, let me take the pen more darker. Okay, photons of energy of 6 eV is incident on a metal whose work function is 4 eV. The minimum kinetic energy, minimum is always 0. K max is 2, minimum is 0. Electrons are emitted from energy ranging from 0 to K max, unless some potential thing is also given. Next one. Particle of mass m at rest decays into masses m1 and m2 with non-zero velocities. Because of momentum conservation, both will carry equal momentum and momentum is same, so the ratio of the wavelengths would be 1:1. Very, very common question. You all must have seen such question in your practice sheets of your institutes. Next, the figure shows the variation of photocurrent with anode potential for a photosensitive surface for 3 different radiations. IA, IB and ICB the intensities, and nu and UB, nu CB the frequencies of the curves ABC and respectively. Okay, so let's see it here. The stopping potential is maximum here, so C will have the most, you can say the highest frequency. Okay, I have, okay, let me see it here. Okay, so screenshots are not taken proper, so nu C is going to be greatest, so this is wrong, now we are left with this option. And the stopping potential you see is for B is greater, so what we will have only option A, which can satisfy all the conditions given. Now an electron beam accelerated from rest through a potential difference of 5000 volt in vacuum is allowed to impinge on a surface normally. The incident current is this, and if the electrons come to rest on striking the surface, the force on it, force is the rate of change of momentum dp by dt. So that means the momentum, momentum of each photon would be root 2 mk or root 2 m ev, and let's say n be the number of photons, the electrons that strike per unit time. That is what we can have it here, that would be the dp by dt thing here. So it is n into root 2 m ev that we can do here. So first of all, what is n? Because it is 50 microampere, so we know each electron contributes to a current of charge of 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. So it would be 50 into 10 to the power minus 6 upon 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19, and root 2 m ev. So 2 into m is 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31. E is you all know is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. V is 5000. Okay, so what we are left with, 10 to the power minus plus 3, I can write it here, 50 over 1.6, and if I do this calculation here, it's not going to be quite easy, but let me try it. Okay, so 10 to the power minus 31 minus 19, this is 10 to the power minus 50, and that is 10 to the power minus 47. So write it as 10 to the power minus 48 into 2 into 9.1 into 5 into 16. I have taken 16 and raised the power by 1. So 16, so 4 will come out, so 50 upon 1.6 into 4 into 10 to the power 3 and into 10 to the power minus 24, and the rest what we have, 10 into 9.1, that would be 91. 91 would be 9 point something we will have. So let me try now, and this would be 4, this would be 0.4, so 0.4 is 2 by 5 to 25 into 5, 125 into 10 to the power minus 21 into root of 91. So it would be 120 less than 1250 for sure. So 1250, so 3 zeros I can take it out, and what we will be left with, let me check the powers once again. 31,940, yes, 10 to the power minus 24. Okay, this is minus 19. Okay, so there was the mistake here. So this would be 10 to the power minus 9. Be careful. 24 minus 13. So 24 minus 13 is minus 9. Okay, so what we have, 1250 into under root of 91. So it would be 1250. So it would be again a mistake. Actually, it should be minus 11. Okay, so be very careful. So now 1250, so the power 3 will go down, so it would be 1 point something into 10 to the power minus 8. So go with this option. This would be the closest thing I can make it out from my all calculations till now. So this is the question for you. Next one, and quite calculative that was. The stopping potentials corresponding to the wavelengths 4000 and 4500 angstrom are this and this respectively. Then the work function of the metal is. Okay, now the stopping potential corresponding is given, so let me try to found the two equations. In the first one, what we will have, 1.3 eV K max would be equal to 1240 over 400 minus 5. That is what we have. So we can calculate even from the one, we don't need two equations, I think. So 1240 over 400 eV, that would be 12.4, that would be 3.1 eV, 1.3 eV minus 5, so 5 is simply coming out to be 3.1 minus 1.3, so it's come out as 1.8 eV as per my calculation, but there is no of such option provided here. So again, what the mistake I have done, it's tough to recollect, tough to comment. I think this is fine enough. Okay, let's try from the other one. From the other one, if I do, it would be 0.9 eV, would be 1240 over 450 minus 5. So 5 would be what we will have. 45, if I do, this is 2.90, and now what you will left? You are left with 34, 340 would be 2.5 something minus 5. So 5 would be 2.5 minus 0.9. So again it is 1.9 something, that is we are coming. So there is some flaw in this particular question, that is, I think there is definitely some issue in this, and in the solution I see they have taken the ratio and somehow calculated 2.3, but with this data I'll also go with this one. You can also go with 1.3 also. That's I don't agree with the data in this case. There might be some errors, but I think the data that we have calculated is also not wrong here. Next one, this is the same question that was in the question 1 NEET test. You can easily do this, or if you want, you can refer that. This would be the first question in that video. Next one, what would be the number of photons emitted per second by a 10 watt sodium vapor lamp, assuming that 90% of the consumed energy is converted into light? Okay, so assume that 90% of the consumed energy is converted into light. So 9 watt is the power delivered. That would be equal to n into hc by lambda. What we can say, do it in SI units as well if you wish. 6.63 into 10 to the power minus 34 into 3 into 10 to the power 8 over 590 into 10 to the power minus 9. So what you are left with, n would be 9 into 590 into 10 to the power minus 9. 6.63 into 3 into 10 to the power minus 26. So minus 26 and 9, that is 10 to the power 17 into 590 into 9, and this would be approx 20. So if I do this calculation comes out to be, what we have to it would be 4.5. So 59 into 4.5, that would be 60 into 4.5, something like you can take 240, 270 something into 10 to the power 17. So it would be this thing, 270 into 10 to the power 17. So 0.267 into 10 to the power 20 would be the most appropriate answer for this particular thing. Okay, next one. An important spectral emission line has a wavelength of 21 centimeter. The corresponding photon energy is going to be, what we will have, hc by lambda. So if you have to calculate, it would be 1240 ev nanometer. If I have to do in nanometer, it is 21 into 10 to the power minus 2. So it would become 10 to the power 7 nanometers for sure. So what we are left with, a very small energy. This would be what we had, 21. If I do the table of this 21, what we will have, 21 5 is 105. So 190 would be closer to 9. So it would be 59 something into 10 to the power minus 7 something, so 5.9 into 10 to the power minus 6 eV. That would be the answer for this particular case. Next one, the work function of a metal is given, light of wavelength is incident, the velocity of the emitted photoelectron is, so light is given, light's energy would be 1240 over 300 converted into nanometer, so it would be 12.4 by 3, that is 4.13 eV. So K max is 3.13 eV, so 3.13 eV. So what I can write, 3.13 into 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 joule is half into 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 into V square. So V square is 3.13 into 2 into 1.6 over 9.1 into 10 to the power 12. So it is 10 to the power 6 and into under root of this whole thing, 3.2 into 3.13 over 9.1, it would be closer to 1, I think. So it would be closer to 1, so it would be 10 to the power 6 meter per second approx would be the answer. Next one, the energy of the photon of green light of wavelength is 1240 500. The same formula we use many times, and if you have to convert it, you know, 1 joule is 1.6 into 10 to the power 90. Okay, 1 EV is 1.6, sorry, I'm mistaken. 1 EV is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 joules, so they converted. So if I converted, it would be 124 by 50 into 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. So if you do this, what you will get, this is approximately 2.48 into 1.6. So it would be 2.4, 1.2, 3 point something into 10 to the power minus 19, and it would be closer to 3.9 thing, yes, 3.960 into 10 to the power minus 19 joules. Do the calculation, that's the only thing you have to do. The de Broglie wavelength of a neutron at some temperature is this, so you know lambda is h by root 2 mk and k or energy is 3 by 2 kt, but T is in absolute temperature. So lambda is 1 over root T. So this would be lambda over lambda dash would be T dash. T dash is 27 means 300, and 927 will mean 927 means plus 273, that would be 273. If you will add it, it would be 1200, so it is 1 by 2. So lambda dash is 2 lambda. That's an easy one, not a tough one. You must have seen such question before. The de Broglie wavelength associated with elementary particle of linear momentum p. You know the de Broglie wavelength lambda is h by p, so that is going to be inverse curve. So inverse curve is only the d1. That's a easy one for you. Next one, the wavelength of de Broglie wave associated with thermal neutron is still, we just write the formula, root 2 mk, k means 3 by 2 kt. So root 3 kmt, go with option C, easy one for you. Next, in a photoelectric wave experiment, the slope of the graph between the stopping potential and the incident frequency Vs, what you so just write as h nu by E minus phi by E. So that will give you h by E, and h by E would be 6.63 into 10 to the power minus 34 over 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. So it would be approximately 4 point something into 10 to the power minus 15. That would be the answer. Go with option C. 1.5 milliwatt of 400 nanometer light directed on a photoelectric cell. If 0.1% of the incident photons produces a photoelectrons, the current would be. So first of all, number of photons would be, first of all, striking per unit time would be 1.5 into 10 to the power minus 3 over 400. 400 means 1240 over 400, and you know 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 joule is 1 eV. So that would be in joules. So that will give you the right number. So can calculate it. So 1.5, and I'll do 10 to the power 16. It would be 124 by 12.4 by 4, that is 3.1 into 1.6. So this would be the number of photons. So what would be the number of electrons? First of all, number of electrons is 0.1%, that is 0.1 over 100 into 1.5 into 10 to the power 16, 3.1 into 1.6. So what we are left with, this is 10 to the power minus 3, so 10 to the power 13 into 1.5 upon 3.1 into 1.6. So the current would be number of electrons into charge on each electron, that is 1.5 over 3.15 into 1.6 into 10 to the power 13, and multiply this. So this 1.6 is beneficial for us. This is now cancelled. So it would be 0.5 something, less than, slightly less than 0.5 something, and the power would be microamperes. So 0.48 microamperes, that is what you will get. So again, a calculative question for you. Next one. Two identical metal plates show photoelectric effect by light of wavelength lambda A on A, lambda B on plate B. The maximum kinetic energy is, okay, because both are identical, what we have, lambda of B is equal to lambda of A by 2. That means kinetic energy is doubled, and you know, if the incident energy is doubled, you know kinetic energy is more than doubled. So the kinetic energy at B would be greater than twice the kinetic energy for A. You can directly write it option B. What's the logic? You always remember, just remember this thing. Let's say if you have lambda, so K max would be K naught would be hc by lambda minus phi. Now if you make it half, so it will become K dash, it would become hc over lambda by 2 minus phi. So it becomes 2 hc by lambda minus phi, and you know 2 hc by lambda minus phi is greater than twice of hc by lambda minus phi, because there would be minus 2 phi. So you can directly say this K dash would be greater than twice of K naught. Very common question. This is the most important concept. If you double the frequency, the K max is more than doubled, or if you halve the wavelength, the K max is more than doubled. Just remember this. Many questions have been asked in many examinations. Next, suppose a beam of electrons with each electron having energy E naught is incident on a metal surface kept in an evacuated chamber. Then, okay, beam of electrons with each electron having energy E naught is incident on a metal surface kept in an evacuated chamber. The electrons can be emitted with any energy with maximum of E naught. No electrons will be emitted, as only photons can emit electron. No, this is not the right thing. No electrons can emit, but all with the same energy. तो हो ही नहीं सकता बेटा. Electrons can be emitted with an energy with a maximum of phi being work function. Here it is not the work function thing. Here it will be like A. It is not the photoelectric effect. Here the electron is directly colliding with the electron, so it may lie near the surface and so can have a maximum amount of energy E naught in this particular case. So go for option A. It is not a photoelectric effect. Nicely designed question. So this was the paper. I think this was tougher. This was really tougher than the one for the NEET. So the NEET students need not attempt it, and the JEE students, if they want to gain more confidence, can attempt it. You will feel better than solving this test.